happens every minute. If you see something the rest of Chicago needs to know about, call the 89 WLS News Tip Hotline at 312-236-0507.
9:37, I want to remind you, you don't want to miss the 89 WLS's coverage of the BCS National Championship game with Notre Dame and Alabama, beginning this Sunday at 9 p.m. with a Notre Dame special hosted by Chet Kopic. Then Bruce and Dan will broadcast their show Monday morning live from Miami on January 7th, starting at 5 a.m. And the coverage continues from Miami with Chet Kopic's pregame show at 5:30 p.m. Then Bruce and Dan will be live from Miami on Tuesday morning to recap the game on the home of the Fighting Irish, 89 WLS. And for everybody's sake, I hope Notre Dame makes a game of it.
They will, and remember, they're already champions, national champions.
Are you willing to...
I bet on it because they've already graduated. They graduate 97% of their
That'll
players.
make them better on the field.
Listen, 97% of their players graduate.
That will make them better on the field.
Tops, that's the most important thing. Tops in the country. And guess what?
Because how many points do you get? How many points do you get for that? So when you kick a field goal, graduating 97%, do you get like 3.5 points?
Monty Te'o should have won the Heisman Trophy. Best player in college football, leader, Eagle Scout. Go Notre Dame.
Boy, I say I can make some easy money with you.
Bring it. I'm standing here, Jake.
Do you know what the?
Come on, Jake. Let's finish it.
Do you know what the point spread is? Do you know?
I'm Greek. I don't gamble, man.
Oh, that makes it even better for me.
Yeah. What is it, 2 points?
No, it's not.
Oh.
Go a little higher.
Look, I don't bet on sports.
You don't have to bet, but it's just kind of an indication of...
But if you want my money, I'll just give you my money. I don't care.
All right.
Notre Dame.
All right, speaking of giving away money, Tim Hortons. I love Tim Hortons. They have a handful down in the United States, relatively compared to Canada, because it's a Canadian donut place, coffee and donuts. They have very good coffee.
You're a hockey dad. You've seen Tim Hortons, and I'm half Canadian.
Yeah, my
mom's a Canadian. Tim Hortons,
Tim Hortons used to be a hockey player.
Yeah, he was
for the Toronto Maple Leafs, who went on apparently to do well with all these locations around Canada and the United States. So they have what they do in December. They have what's called a random cups of kindness. During the week, that's 1 week where they'll pick up the tabs of different guests at random, okay? Which is a nice thing to do. December's kind of a slow time, and it's a nice thing,
The
whatever.
steak and eggs guy or just the pancake guy? Either one. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
So a few days before Christmas, the Tim Hortons in Beaver Hill Boulevard in Winnipeg. You ever been to that one?
I've been to Winnipeg. I had a great steak on the way to fly into Red Lake for fishing, but it was in a steakhouse that was decorated with red plush carpets and seats. And I thought, is this a steakhouse or some other kind of place? But it was a steakhouse.
Because they had steak.
Let's go. Keep telling your story.
So anyway, a few days before Christmas, a customer at the Beaver Hill Boulevard location decided to pay for the order of the next car in the drive-thru behind him. Now, this happened to me back in October. I was down in Nashville, and early one morning, I went to the Jack in the Box down there. They have a couple down there.
Did you get the big double fried burrito?
The ultimate breakfast sandwich. I wish there were Jack in the Boxes up in Chicago. I really do. That's why I love California. It's Jack in the Box land. So I was in line, and I got to the window, and the person at the window said, the young lady in the car ahead paid for your breakfast. And
was this Suzanne Summers, blonde in a Thunderbird?
No, it wasn't a Thunderbird. She was blonde. And I thought, my first thought was, wow, I should have gone with the hash browns too. But no, I didn't. So then when I pulled around, I expected to see this young woman in the car, but she was gone.
Here's the question for you.
Yes.
When you got this random act of kindness.
Well, I didn't consider it a random act of kindness.
Was there anybody behind you?
No.
In the line? Would you have, if you'd seen someone, would you have?
No, because I didn't consider it a random act of kindness. Well, I thought it might have been somebody I knew down there that was doing that, but it wasn't. I don't think. So anyway, apparently I was bad for not doing anything. But anyway, at this Tim Horton location, somebody started it, and they went all the way. You guess how many they had? How many random acts of kindness? They kept the chain going.
This is not the Tim Horton official random cup.
This is some customers started this.
Right.
They went for 3 hours.
That is so cool.
228 orders.
Canadians, are they not cool or what?
Huh?
That's nice.
I would like to know the person who stopped it.
Who's 228?
Who had his whatever? Well, you know what it could have been?
Everyone was gone?
No, it could have been. Now, let me ask you, folks, 591-8900. If you come, you're number 228, and you order, and so you're just getting coffee.
Right.
You get to the window. Oh, the person ahead paid for your coffee. It's a random act of kindness on their part.
And everyone's been paying. 228. Yeah. You're the 228th person.
And then you go, what is the person behind me getting? Well, they're getting 4 of the guacamole burgers, and then there's 4 orders of rings and 3 shakes, a coffee, and a donut. That'll be $27. At that point, you go, I don't think I'm into this random act of kindness.
When you break the karma, you break the chain. I don't know. It's kind of scary.
John, if you just had coffee and somebody behind you, what's the dollar amount that you would go before you'd say, you know what, I'm not going to pay? If
they gave me that order, I would have 5 fingers for them and a thumb. Okay, 4 fingers and a thumb, and it would say mutza and nah. I'm having coffee, and you want like $60 worth of stuff.
So
are you kidding me?
So you're into the pay it forward.
Yeah, within limits. I'm into the whole kindness thing.
But there's a dollar amount.
Well, let's not go crazy.
So we know what you are. We're just a question of how much it is.
Madam, we've discovered that you're a prostitute. Now we're just discussing the price, right?
Well, yeah,
okay. Who are you, George Bernard Shaw?
No, what is the number? What is the number for you?
I don't know. I mean, like, on the other hand,
if you had a big meal and the person behind you had just a coffee, then you'd buy the coffee, I bet.
But on the other hand, I do give money to bums on the street. I'm sorry, what do we call them? Homeless people? Because you never know which one's the angel.
Economically disadvantaged.
Because you never know which one could be the angel, and there's always, you never want to make that mistake, my friend.
You would think some of the angels have better teeth.
They can do whatever they want. They're angels. They can disguise their personality and themselves.
So the person who did stop this, for whatever reason.
Sinner?
I don't know. Karen in Downers Grove. Good morning, Karen.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Hey, Karen.
Hey, I've actually done this before, and here's what I do. It's when I pull up, I've done this at Caribou Coffee a couple times. But, when I pulled up and I've completed my order, the order behind me is already completed, so I ask what the total is. That's how I do it.
So you have a dollar amount then?
That's correct.
So what is your dollar amount?
The most I've ever done was a family at a restaurant, and I think the dollar amount was like $110.
Whoa, Karen, can you just drive in front of us? Come on.
But no, for drive-thrus, I think the most I've ever done was about maybe $5, $6.
You want to go to Nashville, go to Jack in the Box, Karen?
He'll give you the date.
That was kind of special. It was a woman with a bunch of kids, and my husband and I just thought it would be really nice. So we picked up their tab and gave the waitress a nice tip.
Thank you, Karen.
I know that many of the listeners have probably done this. You see a young soldier or sailor, buying, at a restaurant. People do, go to the clerk and buy the guy's dinner and his girlfriend's dinner.
9:45, time for Traffic on the Fives with Dave Stewart. Jake and John are taking your calls now. 312-591-8900.
9:49, John Cass, Jake Hartford back.
Why don't we take some calls on this random acts of kindness phenomenon that you may have started you broke it at the Jack in the Box in Tennessee.
I just think it was a woman who thought I was easy, and she was incorrect.
She thought you were hot.
Andy in Hanover Park. Good morning, Andy. Andy?
Wake up, and...
Oh, Andy's sleeping. Let's go out to Palatine. Joanne.
Hey, good morning. You guys are doing a great job. I'm sitting here chuckling, and first of all, I have a bone to pick. You said, California, what's wrong with the In-N-Out burgers instead of Jack in the Box?
You know what? There's nothing wrong with In-N-Out burgers. In fact, we live in a great country. Actually, California's a great state where you can get In-N-Out and Jack in the Box.
I know. That's where my daughter lives, and that's what I want to tell you. I have 5 great kids, and my daughter has 2 little ones, and she lives in California. She has done such a thing. She called me, and she said, Mom, it was so much fun to pick up the bill from the person. You know, I think she's maybe at McDonald's line. But she said, the biggest problem is, how do I get out of there I don't want them to see who I am. And I thought that was so sweet, but she so enjoyed doing things like that. And yeah, money is tight for everybody, young families and all. But she says, it was so much fun, Mom. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you and say you guys are doing a great job.
That's an uplifting story. Thank you, Joanne.
Thanks, Joanne. And I like the idea of people helping out families with kids.
Hey, by the way, I just realized, you know what today's date is? It's 1313. Don't be careful walking under any falling bags of cement.
That black cat in the corner is really bothering me now.
Mike in Chicago. Good morning, Mike.
Morning, you guys. I was telling your call screener, I'm a retired policeman from Chicago, about, and I was in a specialized unit, so we did a lot of search warrants. And typically, there'd be 8 or 10 of us meet before we go bash in somebody's door and go over what we were going to do, what we expected to find, etc. And we used to meet at restaurants. We're at a restaurant on State Street, just north of Chicago Avenue, and probably 10 of us. 10, we ate a big hearty meal. We get up to go, it's time to leave, and the waitress says, that guy in the corner paid for your meal. We look over there, it was John Madden, the guy from, I think he was doing Monday Night Football, but that had to cost him $200-300 as we were chowing down.
When you guys are sitting at the table and you're dividing up the bill, do you guys argue about the tip like they did in Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs?
We argue like 10 high school girls. You know, you owe me 10 cents, you owe me.
No, you don't, Mike.
Et cetera.
Mike, stop it. You guys don't do that.
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
the guy who has the steak and eggs pays the same as the guy who had the coffee and donut.
No. Like no. It's policeman math isn't an exact science. And I got a bone to pick with you guys too.
Okay, let's hear.
With Park back. I miss that guy. He's the best part of this morning for me.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, thanks, Mikey. 10-4.
Judy and Manuka. Judy?
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? The Sunday before Christmas, my son's in from the Marines, was dressed in his dress blues, taking his girlfriend to a restaurant across the street from Millennium Park, getting ready to propose to her. She knew nothing about it, had no idea, and family in the restaurant paid for their entire meal.
Wow.
So that was kind of a special treat. He tried not to take it because they get embarrassed and stuff, but they insisted, and the manager knew that that's what they were planning because he had told them he wanted a special table and things, and they had already given him a couple of complimentary drinks and things, but when it came time to pay the bill, the waitress is like, it's already been paid for. So,
well, there's a lot of kindness out there.
There really is.
Isn't that something?
And
for
that
the
was right
service
before Christmas. She didn't know anything about it. Her sister did. They were across the street waiting for him at Millennium Park, hiding in the crowds, and he got down on his knee and proposed to her, and she got all kinds of great pictures and stuff.
When she saw the dress blues, right, Judy? She knew.
Yep.
Come on.
That was it.
It wasn't the khakis and Mount Carmel jacket, right?
It's those dress blues do it every time.
There you go.
Thanks, Judy.
Okay, thank you.
Bill in LaGrange. Good morning, Bill.
Jake and John, good morning.
Good morning.
I think this random act of kindness thing is just a random act of silliness.
You Scrooge, Bill.
Well, think of it this way. If everybody just keeps paying, all you're doing is just shifting the bill around. So it would be like being in a restaurant. Everybody's done eating, and you say, okay, hand your bill to the table to the left. Everybody hand your bill to the table to the left.
Bill,
so you're paying somebody else's bill, but everybody's paying.
Bill, listen, man, don't we do that that's the Canadian way, the 228. In the United States, here's how we do it. Our congressmen take our money, give it to corporations or people with clout, and, unions and people with Democratic and Republican clout, and take our money and pass it forward to them. Isn't that how it works, Jake? So therefore, the Homeland Security money that goes to Michigan ends up to buy a armored car to guard the pumpkins and the pumpkin festival. Correct?
I'm just going to let you two guys go at it now.
Oh, Jake's out of it now.
I'm out of it now. We had such an uplifting half hour, and you had to bring Washington, D.C. into this, John.
Well, Bill started me, Bill. It's your fault.
Well, so you're just saying our government is a giant random act of kindness.
It is, because they love us.
No, it's not a giant random act of kindness.
They love us.
Thank you, Bill.
Obama's got the whole world in his hands.
9:55, time for traffic on the 5s with Dave Stewart.
89 WLS.
$9.57.
Jake Hartford, John Cass, 89 WLS. Jake, it looks like you really started something with this love and kindness spreading all over the airwaves today. With all these beautiful calls, it makes me feel...
You know what I want to say to you, but I'm not going to say it. Rob and Darian. Good morning, Rob.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, Rob.
All right, so me and my wife were at breakfast one day at our restaurant, and there was a lady about 92 years old, just sitting by herself, and the waitress mentioned it was her birthday. So me and my wife picked up her meal for her, bought her a little piece of cake with the candle and set it her, and had it with her for her birthday. I tell you, the lady was so happy she actually ended up crying.
Did you sit with her?
Yeah, we sat with her.
And you talked to her?
Yeah, we talked to her, me and my wife, and we had them deliver a little piece of cake with the candle on it, and we sung her happy birthday. I had no idea who she was, but it's sad that somebody says they're 92 with no one there.
But it's great that you sat with them, with her.
On their birthday. Now, with the pay it forward, one problem with that. What if you were in line, you paid for the person behind you, and they had an Obama Biden sticker on their car? Would that not just get you?
Would it get you, Jake?
You want to quit sipping on your drink and answer that question, John?
I was coughing. Jake, answer the question. The caller...
No,
Rob.
It wouldn't get me. If you're going to do it, you do it for everybody, Rob.
That's right, Rob. Especially for Obama.
I mean, I would still do it, but it'd be like, it wouldn't be as good as giving it to somebody that loves this country.
Well, I don't
say, there you go. See, John, what you started when you brought in Washington,
D.C.?
You're
negative, Jake.
See, there you go. Thank you, Rob. See what you started?
Don't blame me.
You brought in Washington, D.C.
I'm trying to bring some reality to this show.
No, you got to talk about the Homeland Security budget, and we have a nice, beautiful, uplifting segment, and then you're bring in
me
Washington,
down,
D.C.
Dude. This aggression will not stand, duder. That's the quote from Big Lebowski, one of the great movies of all time.
Okay. 1 hour gone. We come back. We're going to talk about John's column in the Chicago Tribune today, a new reality show you're not going to believe, but it's true because John wrote about it right here. Stay tuned for more right here on 89 WLS.